What's up, everybody? We're your favorite hosts, Dylan and
Danielle,
you're now tuned into the HoodTherapy podcast.
where we take you on our journey to finding love, peace, and balance through conversation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yo, baby. How you feeling?
I'm good.
You good?
Yeah. My
That's
legs
good
are
to hear.
sore.
My arms are sore. Some of it.
Let me see your arms.
Right here.
I've been really trying.
Yeah, but they
Not
look
for you
good.
to hit on me, but I like it.
Hush. I'll fill them up. But me and Dylan in competition on the Stairmaster.
Yep.
I used to do
I'm winning.
30 minutes on the Stairmaster, make sure I hit 1,000 steps in that time period. Dylan come back on Monday talking about he hit 1,000 steps in 18 minutes. I said, oh, okay, stay less. So what I have to do? Hit 1,000 steps in 18 minutes. and then today he talking about he hit 1,000 steps in 13 minutes. I said, oh, you got that. You won.
But you can do 13 minutes, though.
I did 1,000 steps in 15 minutes.
Yeah, you can do 13 minutes.
So
If you could do 15 minutes, then you can do 13. It's right around the corner.
it is right around the corner.
So I believe in you. I want you to beat it.
Shut up.
I want you to beat my record. That's
Whatever.
records are meant to be broken.
Whatever.
You know what I'm
Anyways, so I feel my legs is getting real sore now. I need to amp up on my protein today.
Yeah, you gotta do an ice bath.
Yeah.
Or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
But
Man, that's good to hear.
we here. We still got us some necklaces from the Jamaican man.
met
Street vendor.
You know what? You know it's crazy. And I drove past and he wasn't there.
Oh.
I drove past again. I feel like he was just like a angel or something. You know,
He was there for you specifically. That's
he just
funny.
appeared and then vanished after.
Oh wow.
I bought necklaces. I said I was gonna come back. I hope he's there tomorrow. Could get Gabe a necklace that he can pick out. Gabe's been asking for a necklace for the longest. So, but yeah, I got these necklaces for us, and he said that there's a lot of spiritual meaning behind all of them, and there's a lot of good energy and positive energy in the beads, and you know that's something that definitely intrigues me, as I feel like you know energy and good vibes are everywhere around us, and you got to be intentional with stuff like that. So I respected it, and love to invest in
Showing
a good
you guys today.
a good thing.
Can you guys even see with this mic in the way?
Yeah. This is
I think mine is pretty cool.
yeah.
I have
Danielle.
a bunch of different colors.
Danielle has like copper beads, and they're all like, I don't know what the word
Like blue,
is.
black,
Yeah.
and like copper. You can see the color.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's
cool.
a very nice necklace.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Before we get into anything, we do want to shout out y'all, man. Shout out you guys for our new subscribers. We really feel like we're building a nice community. Yeah. And it just feels so good because this is really something that I want to do. I love to do, and it's good to see that there's progress in it. Like there's actually a vision. Yeah, and niggas fuck with us. So thank you for being such a great co-host, and thank y'all for tuning into our content, and really just wanting to hear what we have to say.
Yeah.
And I hope we can keep that rolling for y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, 100%.
Facts.
Appreciate y'all.
Before we get into anything, man, I want y'all to go like, share, comment, and subscribe. All right. Follow us on Instagram. We post good clips there. And if y'all are audio only listeners, you guys can tune in on Anchor. And you can tune in on Spotify. The link will be in the description below for both of those.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. What did we talk about today? What's our topic?
Our topic.
Enlighten me.
So stupid. Fatherhood. Father's Day is coming up this weekend.
I know a lot about that.
Really now?
Mm-hmm.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
So what has your journey been like? I feel like yours has been pretty unconventional,
Mm.
not really talked about.
Mm-hmm.
What has your journey been like for you becoming a father, or how did you become a father? Because
Yeah.
you know.
Um, you know, it definitely been very unconventional.
Mm-hmm.
And it's definitely been a journey, to say the least. You know, I coming into this relationship, um, I was 17,
18.
18. No, I was 17.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're younger than me.
Yeah, I was 17, and um, you know, I grew up in a very conservative, um, SDA household, religious, better yet. I grew up in a very conservative, religious household, and I think, you know, not only did that, I feel like have a big role to play on, you know, coming into this relationship. I didn't want to be active as a father, um, and that was one of the things. Danielle and I were best friends, and that was like, I respect, you know, I would love for us to be together, but I don't want to take the responsibility. I don't think I'm ready to take on the responsibility of handling a child,
Mm-hmm.
and making decisions in a child's life.
Mm-hmm.
When I feel like I'm still one myself,
Yeah.
and
And I was okay with that because I mean, like, we just got together. Like, you're
yeah,
not just gonna act like you're a father all of a sudden. Like,
yeah,
it's kind of weird.
and
But
I know,
let's see if we even last, or let's see how this even goes
yeah,
before
I know that was a reality,
Mm-hmm.
for a lot of guys that they get with women, and um, you know, women are automatically expect them to like take on a father role
Really, you think so?
in that child. I do think so, and
Mm.
or maybe not. Maybe I was just in my own head. I guess
That's what you thought at the time.
yeah, or maybe that's what I thought at the time, and that's like just what I didn't. But I think the most important thing is just I didn't want to take on the responsibility of making decisions in a child's life yet.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And I think you know, not only was it that, it was also the fact that um not only was it the religious aspect, but I also feel like it was my, I guess, trajectory as far as where I wanted to be in life.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I I think for a long time, um like going all the way back to probably high school, I felt like I was very driven. I was not to say that I'm not now, but I was on a very straight path, and I don't think I really ever stopped to see, what was around me as to what um I didn't have an open mind as to uh what life could be like outside of what I guess I wanted my life to look like. You know what I'm saying? And in my head it was, yo, here, you graduate, go to school, do what you got to do, 4 years, go get a good job. You know what I'm saying? And then that's really all I had planned towards. I didn't really plan
I
past
mean,
that.
I guess for a high school kid, that's
Yeah,
far enough.
that's normal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's far enough.
So, I think me being on that journey, and then it coming to a point where it's like, okay, now there's a child involved
Mm-hmm.
in the relationship. Even though that was our agreement at first, I always knew, like, down the line it would be like, damn, like,
If we
how
made
was,
it this far,
yeah.
yeah.
And I feel like I knew we were gonna make it that far,
Really?
even in the beginning. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like, I knew we weren't gonna like come to a point where we broke up, and I remember feelings like, you know, I remember feeling like, even if we do break up, like, I hope it's not me that is like just like causes anything to happen where um you know, like this relationship is what I want, but I don't want to be a father. Like, I'm scared. I was very scared as to what that looked like.
Why do
You
you
know what
feel
I mean?
like you were scared?
I didn't have a father. You know what I mean? I didn't have a father, and I didn't think I learned enough in life to, um, or I experienced enough, or I was mature enough, I guess, to, um, like, to heal from all the things that I went through, and I feel like I was very much in survival mode, um, at that time in my life, and um, I don't think that's a place for a child to be around.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I'm saying?
agree.
And even though I'm so much more mature now, but looking back, I think I had an understanding of that.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And I didn't want that responsibility because, you know, I was currently living through the trauma of my parents. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like actively. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I can't do that to nobody else. You know what I'm saying? And I think, you know, we had it was, I think it was in the midst of COVID, and at the time I believe Gabe was living in Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, uh, because Danielle was in school, I you can explain it more, but I think your plan was to like finish school, and then you would like find a way for Gabe to live with us, or find a way to live with Gabe.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, was that
Yeah,
your
it was
plan?
just graduate, because he was only with like my mom or my sister,
Mm-hmm.
um, so that I can, finish school.
Yeah.
Because having him with me at college, I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't even have to explain to you,
Yeah.
but I explain to my viewers, that would just been a lot to have to handle with studying. All night, pulling all nighters, having to study and stay up and take care of a
Mm-hmm.
child who could potentially be sick at times, or that just a very young child that consistently needs your attention, and things of that nature. So he was staying with my mom, um, and then he stayed with my sister. And so the plan was that after, at least in my head, the plan was after I graduate, I'm not going back home. I need to find a place. So that means I need to get a job.
Yeah.
Um, and that's what I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
But I
And
think I think the blessing of it all was COVID happened.
yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And you know, in that moment, it was like, you know, also Gabe wasn't really doing well, and I think Gabe definitely had and still has just like, you know, such a large attachment to Danielle
Mm-hmm.
that I think he wasn't really doing well without her, and you know, she made the decision to um, that she was gonna keep him, and was gonna thug it out, and you know, at first I see it, and just like looking back, like, you know, at first I even wanted to experience like what it was like living um away from Danielle, not necessarily um like in another, like a long distance relationship,
Mm-hmm.
but I I wanted to move in with, you know, some of my other friends who you know, who are on campus and stuff like that, and you know, that none of that worked out, and so um you know, it was like the last minute.
But we didn't even plan
No,
for
we didn't even.
that. COVID happened. We didn't plan for Gabe to come live with me. It was
But
really,
were we planning to move out already?
yeah, we were planning to move
Oh
out,
yeah,
but it was because like COVID had then happened. Because we
yeah,
were looking for apartments. At least me and my friends, we were looking for
yeah.
apartments in February, like in December,
Mm.
January, February, and then when COVID happened, we had already signed our lease prior to COVID happening.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Remember? So
Yeah, and so then and
yeah,
I wasn't looking with them,
yeah,
and
no,
so um I wasn't, I was trying to find an apartment, so some of my friends, and when COVID happened, um you know, we all went back home from college,
mm-hmm.
and um you know, I had decided like I couldn't stay home anymore. Couldn't live there anymore, and I was like, we gotta find I gotta find a way out. Like I gotta find a way back. And so I was actually planning on moving in with a dude that I met on through like the church club on campus, and he was like telling me how he could get me a job at the hospital, and at that point I was willing to do anything to move out the house. And literally the last day before, or if not
I
the
think it was
last
like the week.
the
Actually,
week
I'm not
of,
even sure of the timeline. But the two girls that was supposed to move into our house, they had flopped. Two girls flopped out,
yeah,
and so we were like, well, we still got to come up with this rent money, and we're
yeah,
not trying to pay this extra $1,000 or whatever.
mm-hmm,
So we got to find new people. And
yeah,
so we were on the lookout for two other people, two
yeah.
other girls.
And I was just like, you know what, um, it is what it is. And I think that was the first time that I made a decision without really like being 100% sure about it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was truly like, for me, I think it was like a leap of faith decision for real, because I I'm not here to say that I didn't want to do it,
Mm-hmm.
because it's not like I didn't want to do it, but I also I
Do you
didn't
feel like
plan
you
to do
weren't
it.
ready for it? Or, okay, you didn't plan
I didn't
for it.
plan
Okay,
for it.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't something that I was like, okay, like I wasn't mentally prepared for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think, and then Danielle and I moved in. I think shortly after I signed that lease, we moved in, and um, at first, it definitely was hard for me. Um, I think, and I still kind of struggle with this to this day, but I think at first it was almost like Gabe at that point. I think he was like 4 at the time, and he was just like super, 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 super needy, like for attention and stuff like that. And it might not, honestly, it might not have been that bad. It probably hasn't changed. I just don't think I was well equipped to handle it, or I didn't know what to do about it. And I feel like at first moving in, I was kind of like hesitant to try and be like 100% myself, I guess, as a father, or as as a father towards Gabe, because I never felt like I was given that permission by Danielle to um I guess to have that role. But I also felt like I kind of didn't want to, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was, that's the same. I feel like I didn't address my feelings about how I felt about it. You know what I mean? And um, I remember you and I having like a super duper, like really vulnerable, long conversation about it
Per
one night.
usual.
When we really, and it was so crazy. Like, you know, I think we got to like a breaking point, and um, it was just so crazy in that moment how I felt like I was like at the brink, like, of tipping over, and me being able to talk about that and you understanding it
Mm-hmm.
made me just forget about everything.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, it made me that much more confident in what, and it made me that much more confident in myself, or in the decision that I made to be here. You know what I mean? And I think um as time progressed, I definitely had to warm up to the idea of like, damn, like, I'm really a whole dad. You know what I'm saying? And you, I would be around like, my brothers or something like that, and um, you know, they would be like, "Oh, this nigga a dad," and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They just make their jokes, and I feel like I was sensitive towards it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't no dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you talking about? You know what I'm saying? And I think it was just that insecurity, like, of, I guess, and I think there's also a stigma on men who uh, go into relationships, and it's like or they're forced to be like stepdads, or they're forced to do this, and you know what I'm saying. And it's like, oh, you're lame if you're a stepdad in a relationship. You're taking care of that woman's baby, da 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 da, whatever the case may be. But I think eventually, like, I think the some of the best advice I ever got, and what helped me and what I carry to this day was, when Danielle had told me that you you can't keep trying to be something that you're not. Like, nobody is like holding a gun to your mouth telling you to, hey, you got to be a father, or hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's essentially, I feel like what you like let me know is to just stop trying to be something all the time, or stop trying to make it. It's hard for me to word it, but I think I learned to just be me, like be myself. You know what I'm saying? And do what I think is right, instead of trying to
Because I think
fit into a role.
yes, and I think it can. I think you were trying to kind of you saw or you didn't you saw what the father should be like, and you tried to fit into that role instead of just being you.
Yeah.
And I guess you didn't feel like just being you was enough.
Yeah.
And that's where I felt like I had to let you know, like, bro, just be yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I think a lot of times, I think exactly that is why a lot of times parents kind of they become parents and they're now like a whole different person.
Yeah.
They're a whole like whole different. They don't like this whole just different.
Yeah.
And and there becomes a separation between who they are with their friends and who they are as parents. And it's two completely different things. And I guess I can kind of understand it, but I also feel like, you don't have to act like something that you aren't.
Yeah.
The best way you can be a parent is to just 100% be yourself.
Yeah.
It's not really, it's a role, but you make that role what it is. It's not a role you have to fit in.
Yeah. And I think that was just due to lack of experience, lack of understanding to what that is, to even be a man in a relationship. I feel like, those are things I was still learning how to do. Like, what is my role in this relationship? How do I lead in this relationship? That was the first time. Not only did I step into the first time of us, me being a father, but also our first time like really living together, for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we lived together in college, but it was like,
I get that.
It's a
different,
I think it's a different level now.
Different level.
Where we're paying
100%.
bills, where, you know what I'm saying? There's roles now, in a relationship, and I I think everything was just like so new, and so but the thing about it is, like, even though it's new, it's not like you. The thing with parenting, and I was telling a friend this the other day, like, the thing with parenting is that even though it's a new thing for you, you still have to act. You know what I'm saying? Every day. And you have to be essentially on an active, like, discovery basis, and seeing that, okay, this doesn't work or this works. All right. Like, you have to find out everything in real time. You know what I mean? Because your children need you every day to be a cornerstone, or they rely on your productivity, and the productivity of your relationship. And so, you know, there is no time to sit. The time you have time to sit down, but in that time that you're sitting down reflecting is also the same time you're making the decisions that you're reflecting on. You know what I mean? And I think that can be very difficult to do. And it definitely was something that was hard for me to do, because I felt like I was just acting on impulse a lot and not really you know, I knew what I wanted to be or what I wanted to do as a father or who I wanted to be, um, or the type of father that I wanted to be, and I felt like I wasn't doing that, and I was kind of like, like I was reminding myself a lot of my mom. You know what I mean? Where I felt like I was being very, um, uh, like I was again irritated a lot. I was being annoyed easily, and I don't think I was. Um, it was just hard for me to acclimate to the new reality,
Mm.
essentially. Um,
How did that change over time?
I think me just embracing the role, just embracing fatherhood, and embracing it. Like I, I don't. I feel like I look forward to now doing the things that like this. I feel like this is something that is I now embrace as a part of who I am and what I do every day. Does that make sense? I think before, I don't think I was embracing that,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think I was addressing the fact that this is my reality now. And you know, I think even though I was doing fatherly things, even though I was, um, doing what I had to do, I still feel like there was a part of me that was pulling like at the reality, or that didn't want to like uh be 100% keen to. And I think now, I've learned to I've learned to see the value and just embrace this part of myself. You know what I'm saying? Like this is who you are now. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And um I'm truly like a student of learning how to, do a better job at it every day. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like you were forced into the role? And like maybe like did you feel like I forced you into the role, or do you feel like the circumstance
I
forced
think the
you into the role?
circumstances forced me into the role, definitely. Um, but force is a harsh word, and I only think that because it's not something that caught me off guard. It's something that I knew was gonna happen eventually.
Okay.
You know, and I think just on my end, like I didn't know how I was gonna handle it. I never I felt like I avoided that possibility until the time came. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if at the beforehand, if I had, you know, been like, okay, I'm gonna be a stepfather soon, or I'm gonna be a father soon.
Prepared for it.
What can I do to be ready for that?
Mm.
I think I would have had a lot of smoother transition. But I think in my head, I'm like, I don't, I'm not a father now, so like, you know, we'll just see it when it gets there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think it's a very young, like immature thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I can look back and say like I wouldn't do that again. But I think it was just something I wasn't looking forward to. You know what I mean? I can honestly say that. And I grew up very secluded, like from life. I didn't experience anything in my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think like, and I think that fear of like, I've always dreamed of traveling, always dreamed of like just seeing the world, and um, I felt I didn't want anything to stop me from that. Like I was willing to dead anything that was, stopping me from being able to experience what I want to experience or live the life I want to live.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I came down to a point where it was like, you know, how ignorant that that is. How ignorant is it to think that way? That everything's just gonna go the way that you want it. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you have to make business decisions and do things that you're uncomfortable with, to get what you want. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And I realized that, you know, God truly had placed his hand in my life, because It wasn't the ideal circumstances to what I thought it would be, but it's what I've needed. And I see that I've been the best me that I think I ever could have been as a father in this relationship, and especially in my relationship with you, and how I see the value in being a consistent lover and leader and just backbone for you, and how that influences somebody else's life. Just that alone, I think, even makes me want to make sure I'm on point and loving you the best that I can. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I've always wanted. I always wanted you. You know what I mean? And you understand that you can't, I couldn't, I'm not gonna be in a relationship with you and not have a relationship, with
Right.
you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because Gabe is a part of you, and um, I think I just now, so saying forced into it is like, I think I was just, um, I think life just came.
Happened.
Yeah, life came, and I expected it to come, but I also wasn't prepared for it. You know what I mean? And I
Interesting.
think that was my fault as to why I wasn't prepared. You know what I'm saying?
How did you feel the first time Gabe called you dad?
That was a weird feeling. I like, and I think from then I was like, because I noticed that we would go to the park after school with all the other dads, and all the other parents from school, and all the other kids would be calling him, um, or hey dad, daddy, daddy, da da da, and um, we were at the park once, and he was calling me. He's like, daddy, and I'm not even gonna lie, I was like it caught me so off guard. Like I was like, who is who the hell is he calling? I thought he was just trying to mimic the other kids. Um, and he was. I realized that he was talking to me, and I was just so like weird. And I was like, of course I embraced it. You know what I'm saying? But I remember talking to him. I was like, you don't have to call me that if you don't want to. He's like, no, I want to do it. I was like, oh, well, that's that. I mean, you're gonna leave it there, and I think at the time, I I told him, I was like, yo, I'm not gonna front, like I like when you call me Dylan. I guess it you know keeps a neutrality there, or like it made me comfortable.
Okay. Dad kind of like,
Yeah,
ooh, scared you.
yeah, definitely. But I think now, um, I'm happy when he calls me that, because I know that he only says that because he believes it. You know what I'm saying? And he feels that. Like he feels that value. I see that he's, even when we're out, and like the other day my ID card was on the table, and showed my badge from work, and all the other parents sitting around. He took up the badge. He was like, "Hey, look, my dad." I forgot what he said, but he was just showing everybody my ID card, and he was like, He had an interview and he passed it. Said, and I'm like, like that just made me feel really good because he's proud of me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know that.
No, that's crazy because that's exactly what he does.
Yes. He just does random shit. He just be walking up to me. That's that. That's my dad right there. And then he'll look at you. Like, right? Okay. But you know, I think things like that just made me really happy because um, I just see that I'm providing value to his life. When I thought that I would never do that for a kid, not at least yet. Um, and to see that I have the capability to be a positive reinforcement in a child's life, um, just a year into it, you know what I'm saying? Being able to be around other parents who have more than one kids, who are, you know, in their early, who are in their 40s and stuff like that. And I don't feel any intimidation or any like difference between them. I feel at times like I have more control over my child than they do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's no slight or anything, but
Yeah.
it's just like I
Every parent has their best day.
yeah yeah. But I just feel like it's just like wow, like I think it's a real accomplishment that that I've been able to step into this role and adapt to it.
Mm-hmm.
And truly, and so this year I feel like it's a lot different when Father's Day comes around because I know the work that I've put in and I've seen the value in the work that I've put in and that I'm putting in and what I'm planning to do going forward. And it's like that time to I think for me to reflect and see how far I've come in this journey and I am proud of myself. I am really proud of myself and of what I've been able to do, and none of it would have happened without you. You know what I'm saying? I think I've just following your footsteps for real. Like I'm just trying to adopt, you know, the the precepts that you have because I do feel like you're the best example of what a parent should look like that is out there. You know what I mean? And so it's all a sort of testament to just you and how you've been able to influence me in a lot of ways.
Appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember the first time I heard Gabe call you dad, and it stopped me in my tracks. Stopped me in my tracks for a hot second. And I was just like, oh, okay. Yeah. But I think in the moment I was kind of like, dang, I wonder how Dylan feels about this,
Mm-hmm.
because I knew how you were feeling and stuff like that. So and it's just, as you said, you kind of made you uncomfortable, and
Mm-hmm.
so because growing up, I heard my mom call my daddy, and
Mm-hmm.
not on some like
Yeah.
kind of way, but it was just like just so that the kids know what to call you, what to refer to you as.
Yeah.
Um, and so I never did that with you. Even till now, I don't
Mm-hmm.
I still don't say that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that ever changed, maybe, but this is not something that I refer to you as. So when he started calling it to you, it was like, well, it ain't me. Don't look at me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I remember when we used to drop Gabe off together in the morning time, and the lady by the door
Mm-hmm.
used to call you dad.
Yeah. I
And
think that's where it
yeah,
started. Okay. Yeah.
and I guess because people when we're out in public or whatever, people will always be like, oh, like whatever, or
Mm-hmm.
people would say that he looks like you,
Yeah.
and I feel like that's kind of weird, but hey, I guess it's the
It's the
locks.
locks.
It's the
Yeah.
locks.
Right.
It's the locks.
Racist,
But but when that happened, and he would turn around and be like, bye, dad.
mm-hmm.
My heart warmed, but then I also was very scared of, I didn't know if it was going to push you further away
Mm-hmm.
from embracing this new role as well. And it was something that it was an adjustment period for me as well, because I'm used to being the only one that has to make decisions, the only one, and to now share that with somebody, it was definitely relieving, but it was also very scary, because if we had disagreed on something,
Mm-hmm.
it if we're both being parents, I can't be like, well, that's my kid, so
Yeah.
whatever I say go. That's no. So I was just very scared of the disagreements that may come up with raising a child together, that I was always just so used to being this person that made the decisions and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just kind of scared as to how I would handle, sharing that responsibility
Mm-hmm.
with somebody else. And I think you definitely make it a lot easier. I know a lot of times I'd be like, go ask father, go ask Dylan,
Yeah.
go ask Dylan. 'Cause, just, I don't know. My parents did that a lot to me.
Yeah.
Go ask the other one.
I don't know.
But I think, as you being the man and the father, the leader in this relationship, I think you're able to make a lot more. I guess I send it that way to you, so that, you make a decision. Whatever decision you make, I'm okay with.
Yeah.
But for the most part, sometimes
Mm-hmm.
I disagree, and that's okay. That's
Mm-hmm.
such and such. But certain things, and I think that kind of over time, we were able to kind of share, just get the hang of things and really adjust better. Because as much of it was adjustment period for you, it was definitely adjustment period for me, and definitely adjustment period for Gabe, because he's been moved around so much that he never really had a stable home for more than like a year. Yeah. And so for it to be, consistent, which was also, I was also very scared, actually, sorry, I'm kind of going off, but, in the beginning of our relationship, it was kind of like, I don't know if it's going to work out. So I don't want you to take any part in a relationship. And then if it doesn't work out, you walk away. And then, Gabe's known you like since the beginning. And, so I was was like, nah, like you good. Like this is our relationship, and this is we good. We can keep it separate, or however we thought about it at the time. And so moving in, it was definitely like an adjustment period for all of us, for Gabe especially, and I've seen him benefit from it the most. I think, and I think for me, seeing you become a father has definitely been like a delight, to say the least. I think that it has really shown me a lot about who you are as a person, how you deal with struggles, how you deal with adversity, how you deal with a lot of things that makes you uncomfortable. And I'm glad that you're always able to come and talk to me about it, knowing that I'm not going to judge you or be upset or anything like that. That was definitely very comforting to me, and I think it also helped each of us, grow in and become better people, parents, and such, so that it we can be better parents for Gabe. And I said this on a previous episode, that I feel like you make me a better mother. And I didn't elaborate on it because I saved it for this time to let you shine, right? Because I feel like, I think 2-parent houses, I think now a lot of people are getting the, importance of it. And I think for me, what I can say is that having having you here with us has definitely been like a weight lifted off of my shoulders. And one thing I can say is, like, you have proven to be like a man time and time again, a leader time and time again, a father, great father time and time again. And you make it all easier to have to go on life and be a parent, and you make it enjoyable, you make it fun. I love, when you wake up and let's say Gabe is up in the living room, and I love hearing you jump on him, and you guys are having a good time. I wake up out my sleep hearing that, and it's a good feeling, a really good feeling. And it's just really, I see the importance that you've had, the impact that you've had in our lives, and I'm truly grateful to have you specifically be a part of our lives. And I'm glad you didn't stray away. But you mean a lot to us, and I know you mean a lot to Gabe. And he keeps asking for him to be in an episode, so maybe he could tell you. But you mean a lot to us, and this Father's Day, you're definitely gonna feel the celebration for you. I have things planned. Which he opened, by the way, might I say.
Did I?
Yes, you did. You opened it thinking it was the air filter to change my car. And he didn't say nothing about it. I came home and I was like, I hope he didn't open it. And he opened it. He said he didn't see what it was.
You did not do a good job with this package.
I wasn't expecting you. I thought you would see my name on it and be like, oh, I know how Danielle
Everything that comes that I order has your name.
But see, that's your fault.
What?
Because there is an option for you to click your name on Amazon, and you don't do that. That's not me. That's you.
No. Why would I do that?
Why would I? What that got to do with me? But all in all, to say, you'll definitely be celebrated this week in one way or another. Me and Gabe are cooking up some stuff for you. Don't ask him about it.
Okay. I won't.
Okay, great. I don't
tell
want
him not to
spoil.
tell me. Don't tell me not to ask him.
I told him this evening. It's like, listen, don't even mention it at all. He's a
No,
pretty good secret holder.
man, he is.
But
He's pretty good.
yeah, I can't wait to celebrate you on your journey. And I hope that you feel the love and you feel, I guess, a little bit of how we feel about you, especially for that one day. But I hope I let you know that all the time. Yeah,
You
you're
know,
welcome.
it definitely means the world. Like, just and I think this is just the power of the mind, and um, why I think it's important for people to have a spirit of reflection. I think it's okay to feel the way that you feel about things if you're uncomfortable with something, if you're not okay with something, if you're um not sure about something. I think that's perfectly okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I think oftentimes people feel those feelings of uncomfortability and stray away from them and run away from those feelings,
I think
thinking
they feel like
that
it's wrong to feel those
yeah,
ways.
thinking that it's it is synonymous to um like a bad thing. You know what I mean? And I think uh you I like people say you hear all the time like, oh, the worst place to be is your comfort zone. Like um who you really are and what's really out there for you is in those places where you're not comfortable, where you feel um that tension, where there's that room to grow.
Yeah.
um and that comes with a lot of volatility, but it also comes with a lot of reward, um, more reward than I think anything else. And you know, for me to look forward to a day where I was just reminded that of what I don't have, or where I was reminded of a traumatic event in my life, you know, it means the world to me, like for real, like because it's like a whole turnaround and and just the way that I looked at the world. And that is because of you, and that's because it gave just, you know, like entrusting me every day to you leave work every day without even like sometimes you leave before we wake up. And just the fact that you leave to go to work without even thinking twice about what's going on at the house because you know that it's covered,
Mm-hmm.
or you know that you're gonna come back, and if you had left something back, and you know that he going to school with his lunch every day packed, you know what I'm saying, he's showered, he's clean, he's groomed, you know what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
and he's well equipped to take on the day. You know what I mean? I think somebody have that trust in me to with their child. You know what I mean? I see like that's like just like the ultimate feeling. You know what I mean? And for me to be able to execute that every day. You know what I mean? When I hear the horror stories that women have with men who they can't leave their child alone for 1 second
Mm-hmm.
with them, and um for me to be so young and for me to not even have started this family, from my seed,
Mm-hmm.
um, it tells me a lot about myself and what I'm truly capable of. And when you have an open mind
Mm-hmm.
and when you can look at the world from a perspective that's just not your own, you know what I mean? When you can, uh, you know, find ways to move differently, the success that I feel like I've gotten in my life so far, I would have never gotten it if I didn't embark on this journey.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would have been ready to receive those things. And so I see that it was a plan from, you know, God to place you and Gabe in my life so that I can achieve great things and you guys can all achieve great things too. And I see that everybody is just like feeding off each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, everybody just wants like is on a greater path, and I find that so much beauty in that. You know what I mean? Where Gabe watched us all graduate college, watch us all get jobs. You know what I'm saying? Watch us all. He watches us grind on this podcast. He watches us work, and you know, now Gabe and I play, and Danielle, sometimes we all play soccer. We play soccer every day, and you know, Gabe also sees that his cousin, who is a very good soccer player, you know, see him do what he got to do, and Gabe, you know, yesterday was like, yo, Dylan, I love just the same way you love basketball is the same way I love soccer.
Aww.
You know, and so I bought him um a ladder, some cones. I bought him a goal, and trying to get him some new shoes. And we're gonna put him in the team this summer, so that he can truly live out. You know that if he loves it, you know. I was telling him yesterday we were doing like a little workout, and I was like, he was getting frustrated, and I was like, yo, like, if we're gonna do this, if you really love it, you should want to know everything about it, and you should want to be the best at it. You know what I'm saying? And so we're not gonna come out here and be whack. You know what I mean? We're not just gonna play around with it. You're gonna like really truly see.
That's a black king right there. That's a black king right there.
You like. I want you to. Love is just not the good part or the the parts that's fun, you know. But it's also overcoming the frustration and all that kind of stuff.
I think he has done so well with that lately.
Yeah.
So well. And I started with snowboarding too.
Mhm.
Whew, cha.
Yeah, that was a process.
I'm so glad. Yeah.
You know, and just like look at the look, he's experienced more in his life than I ever have. You know what I mean? In a year. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's just I'm happy that at least he gets to see those things happen in life. Cause it's too late for me. You know what I mean? Like,
It's
I mean,
never too late.
I can do I'm going to do what I want and accomplish what I want. But those things that I wanted before are not what I want anymore.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those are like in the past, whatever.
My heart kind of broke just now.
Huh?
My heart kind of broke just now.
Nah, it's not even.
I know.
I think I just grew out of it.
I know. But
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, I guess as a kid, there's always things that you wanted to have.
Yeah,
You know? I guess maybe I'm thinking about myself.
like I always wanted to be. Like I'm just naturally athletic. I'm just naturally athletic. I'm the most athletic person in my family, and I've always been like that since a kid. But you know, it just never it was never invested in, and you know, I know what I could have probably been a professional athlete if I just had that. If I had the ability to, you know, if somebody believed in that. You know what I mean? I feel like I really could have, you know, accomplished that.
Yeah.
But, you know, it is what it is. Like, you know, but I think me knowing that and literally seeing that he is kind of in that same mindset that I was in. So, all right, and I can see how to deal with this now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because my time has passed. What's the point of me trying to keep chasing when I can help somebody get there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's just as valuable, if not more valuable to me than.
I can agree.
Yeah, than
Yeah.
that. That's,
Yeah.
yeah. So you know, yeah, I say all that to say, man, like, I really embrace this part of my life. This is a part of who I am, and you know, I still have my, you know, my days or whatever, but I can truly say that this is like what I want to be. This is what I want to do and invest in, 100%. And you know, I don't stray away from that at all. You know what I mean? No matter what, and I'm happy with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. I can honestly say that. You know what I mean? And I don't know if I could have honestly said that before. And I'm happy that I've been able to mature up and man up and see what's on the other side
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Word.
I'm proud of you, babe.
Appreciate that.
This is a really nice episode.
Yeah, man.
A really deep episode.
Yeah.
Vulnerable episode. But
I apologize for being long-winded. You know, these are things I haven't talked about before, and
yes, they have.
yeah, but not really like, I guess, in public.
Yeah.
Or to,
Yeah.
I guess,
Yeah.
to knowing that you're not the only person that's gonna hear it.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think that's why I might be long-winded, but you know, hope you guys can have patience with me.
It's all good, babe.
Yeah, man.
It's all good. But thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all let us know. Comment down below what fatherhood, the fathers out there, what fatherhood has been like for you. Any stepdads out there, let us know. Like, what has that experience been like for you? We definitely want to know. Sorry, you definitely want to know. But happy Father's Day. Father's Day about to come up pretty soon before the episode goes out.
Right.
Shout out to you guys. And on that note, we out.